our first demo, so related to what SAP is, how what's the beneficiary, or what's the beneficial factors that we can have if we choose SAP, and in particular SAP among other modules. So let's talk about that. So before that, so I would like to brief about myself. So as as I have mentioned myself, so I'm Sanit Alure. I have been working in SAP and WM for more than 8 years, and I do have total years of experience as SAP WM, and I'm currently working as a senior consultant in one of the organizations, which I don't want to enclose. And if you say so, if you persist, yes, I can. It's not a big matter or big factor that I can't reveal. Yes, but so the main so my main expertise is into rather than WM. So I do have work experience of 3 years only in WM. I'm currently working in S4 HANA platform in my organization for one of the German clients. Okay, so I did two implementation projects, and including GST implementation as well. So like I say, I did covered all the end-to-end scenarios, whatever the scenarios in SAP MM. So before we start that, I just want to know about your details, or can you please give me an intro about yourself, starting from Sai Krishna. Sai Krishna, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
My
You
name
can
is
just
Salishnu.
yes.
So I completed my graduation.
Okay,
So
that's it.
no, no.
Okay, fine, no worries. So you want to say something, or we can proceed to the next candidate?
సాయి కృష్ణ యూ నీడ్ టు మీరు అట్లీస్ట్ మీ వర్క్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఏంటి అవన్నీ చెప్పాలండి సో దట్ ఫైనల్ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ కదా.
Yeah, this is Pawan.
Yeah, hi Pawan.
This
Tell
is
me.
Pawan. I have completed my graduation in mechanical engineering, and I have been working with the Greenco Group for almost 6 years, 6 to 7 years. I have been
Mm-hmm.
working as a
That's good.
planning engineer. I have worked
Mm,
in various
okay.
sites in wind projects and all. Now I am working in PMO as PMO at head
Mm-hmm.
office in Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's great. Yeah.
Uh, I have the general idea about how this works
Mm-hmm.
regarding pay to pay, how
Mm-hmm.
we raise the request,
Mm-hmm.
and till invoice generation.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, we raise request and PO and collect quotations from some of the vendors which we have and all the things. But I was looking for this how the tool works.
Okay. First of all, why do you want to learn So is there any specific reason, or I thought in the market it does have good beneficiary, or you can crack a job very easily. So
No,
what's your thought on
I think this is relevant to my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked as a planning engineer, so I like I was raising work order request and all those things, and
Mm-hmm.
sending bills, invoice, and all those things. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought this might be a good platform for me to shift
Yeah, that's
to
great. Yeah.
SAP.
Mm-hmm.
So I think whatever I know, I have basic understanding about this one.
Mm-hmm.
So in materials management, so I think SAP will be a, I thought, but I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
think SAP will be a good thing to change.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I have joined this one.
Yeah, good that uh, came up with your work experience, and you spoke about yourself. So that's good. That's great. That's great initiative. What about others? Vamsi Krishna, Sayesh?
వంశీ ఇస్ ఫ్రమ్ మై సైడ్ సో
Oh, okay, fine.
విల్
Sayesh, you want to say something?
Sayesh, can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah, hi. This is Aish.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Sayesh.
Uh, yeah, hi, hi. So basically, I am just doing my MBA now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, not much into the experience field. So I just wanted to know like, what is the future with SAP and everything.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so so it's something that this is very fresh for me. Yeah. So I don't have any experience regarding this SAP and anything. So I just wanted to know like how things work, what and like what is the market in SAP now, what is the future goes and everything. Hello.
Just give me a second. Yeah. Yeah. So, so if you are looking into SAP, if you want to choose your career in SAP, so what are the no, what are the areas that we need to look into? So, if I say so that I know I'm a beginner, I want to learn SAP, and I want to get myself directed into one of the modules which is easy to learn and which has more opportunities. Let's talk about if you let's talk about Pawan. Pawan, you said since you said that you work you yes hello. Hello, who is there?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, since you mentioned that you are from mechanical background, so what module does you think that Let's just say you said that SAP MM. So, apart from SAP MM, we do have such some other modules such as SAP PP, APO.
Yeah,
Then comes SD, WM, FICO, everything. So, which one do you think that it will be best for you and that suits you as well? What do you think?
I think MM suits me as well as warehouse management. I think production planning also, but my work area is related to MM.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I work in planning.
Mm-hmm.
So and PMO as a PMO and in PMC department.
Okay.
So I have basic idea. So I thought this might be relevant with relation to my work experience.
Okay.
So I thought this will be relevant, but it's still I have still there are few modules that is some project structures also. I heard that project structures also is there in SAP.
Project structures. What is meant by PS? Or you meant to say what?
Yeah, yeah, PS.
Yeah, project systems. It's not
Yeah,
structure.
sorry. Yeah, yeah, sorry.
It's
Project
project
system.
system. Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's just say so. So first of all, I want to clear the idea. So why we are into this demo session. So first of all, so when you say that you don't have any exposure or an experience in finding out the real module that helps you a lot. So I suggest you SAP. So the reason or the factors are, see, it's a purely functional, and let me demonstrate by using an example. So let's just say let me share my screen if you don't want to if you don't want any if you don't have any queries. So let me share my screen. Okay, so let me open a simple Excel. So I will elaborate in just a simple example, huh? So why if we choose SAP it would be beneficial. So in understanding any SAP, any SAP module, so first you need to understand the business process. But coming to we don't want to we don't want to stress ourselves. If we think in a logical way by relating our daily to daily scenarios, such as let's just say if you want to if you want to buy a laptop or buy a mobile phone, what will you do? So what will you do? You will visit online, right? So visit all the three branches,
yeah,
or three vendors, let's just say Amazon, Flipkart, and whatever the stores are. Let's just say if you are trying to buy an Apple MacBook, right? So what will you do? You will search in Amazon,
yeah,
next Flipkart, and then what you'll do? You will go for app iStore, right? So there you will see the discounts, everything, prices, taxes, everything, every related, right? So that means so I can just simply elaborate, or I can relate, or I can link that whatever I want to buy. So I can that map in SAP. Nothing but first we need to understand what's the business process. Not only for SAP MM module, but for any SAP module, just as let's just say FICO, SD, WM, EWM, SD, sorry, FICO, finance, then comes PP, APO, everything. So every module does it's have, does it have its own advantages. But coming to SAP MM, thinking is, thinking logically is very easy. You can just relate whatever you're doing in your daily to daily scenarios, or daily to daily works, or anything that you can map simply. So let's just so now we have started. Since we have started considering of buying a MacBook, so that's your request, right? That's your determination, right? Stating that I want to procure, I want to buy a
Yeah,
MacBook Pro, right?
purchase requisition.
Yeah, so that means that's your determination. Means yes, you think that, yes, now I had enough budget to buy Apple MacBook Pro. Yes, that's your determination. That comes. So in SAP, it is called as purchase requisition. Nothing but determination of your request. Nothing but it's called as purchase requisition. Here, in general, we are thinking about ourselves. But when it comes to SAP, yes, it will be installed or it will be implemented in every client which is either into manufacturing, FMCG. There are several industries. Let's just say manufacturing, FMCG. Do you know any FMCG company which is in Hyderabad, which is purely based in Andhra Pradesh or Hyderabad? Any which is very strong, or which is it high, at at its high peak. So can you name anyone? FMCG, food manufacturing, consumed goods, or you can say FMCG.
Food.
Do you have any idea? Anyone?
Um,
Food. It can be anything. It can be anything. It can be anything.
it can be
It can be anything that is packed. It's which is
food.
related to food. A
Food.
big entrepreneur, or a big enterprise, or a big organization.
Heritage.
Yes. So the
CGR.
first thing that comes from, yes. So even Heritage use SAP.
Yeah.
Okay, now they are into S4 HANA.
Yeah.
And luckily, I was involved in the implementation of GST for this project. So I was shocked. I thought that why would FMCG would have an SAP? But yes, if you remember, they do have, like, let's just say 437 plants, including, so they consider all the plants, buying chilling stations where they do have the cooler and godowns related to chilling the mail, packing stations. They do consider that as plants, and selling stations, big selling godowns, they do consider that also as plant. That means they do have a huge empire, business in FMCG. And they do support Amul. Amul, right? Amul milk products, right?
Yeah. Amul milk products.
Yeah, but the internal product which is exactly in that packing material is of Heritage only. No one will believe that, but yes. So nothing but each and every organization, whether industry, manufacturing, FMCG, textile, oil, then comes your uh, uh, process industries. So now coming to process industry, what does it mean? So manufacturing, so you manufacture a good, let's just say car, or spare parts, that comes into manufacturing. But what about process? Have you ever listened of any perfume called Chanel or Gucci? Chanel. It's the world's best perfumes, and it's very cost. It can't be affordable. So these are into process. Nothing but what's process? The process of converting a raw material which is into liquids or semi powder form into final tune product of related, let's just say, which is used in your daily to daily products. Let's just say cosmetic, clothing, that comes under process industry. Okay, so each and every client, so until there is, so now coming to our SAP MM, so now coming to our MM module. So is there any backup answer stating that, is there any backup answer stating that, yes, what did I, what just I said that, am I going to back that up? Yes. Until these industries are there, this module will cherish forever. That's all I can say. Forget about, for any industry, whether it is manufacturing, FMCG, textile, process, anything. So they need to procure raw materials, right?
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
pharma.
That means, Yes, yes, farm also. Yes, that's good. Yes. Until and unless so each industry sector, whether it is manufacturing, FMCG, textile, oil, process, pharmaceuticals, each industry does it does do the
Yeah,
procurement.
nowadays
So
even
where
some big supermarkets also using, I think.
yes, that's yes, no one will yes. So coming to the same, yes, so until and unless so until these industries keep running on forever, so your module will cherish forever. I'm not saying differently for other modules, but yes, for any type of industry, you need to procure raw material, you need to do the goods receipt, you need to manage inventory. That's for sure. So if you think about PP planning, so some companies, if let's just say small scale industry, they don't have that much planning, right?
Yeah, product.
They do. Yes. So what they do? So they rely or they forecast upon their sales only. They don't have any planning. So then PP will not be there and AP will not be there. But MM will be definitely there. Whether it is small or big scale industry, or Fortune 500 company, anything, definitely MM will be there. So this is the benefit if you think that if you want to excel your career in SAP and particularly in MM. So these all are the advantages that I can say, right? So coming to the simple logic of mapping your daily to. So let's focus upon this iPhone Mac Pro, right? MacBook Pro. So you will state, so this is your determination, right? So in the same ways, so this is for your single purpose, personal. Coming to the same in multinational company or any company which is a manufacturing of any industry. So they do that, they have internal team, right? So which they do call as purchase organization. So this I'm just explaining. So what exactly, how do we can map in our daily to daily scenarios. So if it is single person, so you are the only one person. So you are the buyer, you are the planner, you are the finance people who makes the who makes the payment. Everything will be you. But coming to SAP, it will be different. But yes, we can relate to this to SAP. So it's just simple in thinking of business process. So first of all, in order to understand any SAP module, so I'm stressing this out. Yes, understanding of business process is very much important. Understanding of business process is very much important. So if you understand in terms of or in the aspect of business process, how the user would think, how the business will think, so then you will definitely will resolve, you can resolve, let's just say 50 to 60% of the issues, whether it is in implementation, support, rollout, anything, enhancement and support, anything, upgrade, anything, it doesn't matter. Okay. So just so if now coming to this, so it's for single purpose. Then when you think in a company perspective, so they do have their internal team which is called purchase organization. For that, we need to raise a request which is an internal document. Okay, that is called purchase request, right? Then what will you do? So you got determined, you are determined to purchase this. Then what will you do? You will visit Amazon, right? Next, what? Flipkart, right? Then comes Apple Store, iStore, which you can call, right? So what you are doing? What you are doing? So you had a requirement stating that I want to procure a MacBook Pro, and that RAM has to be this much specifications, 12 GB, and the internal storage should be 1 TB, and yes. So this is your requirement, right? You determined your requirement, right? But you will search the same, you will open the same in Amazon or Flipkart, and you will mention the variant details, right? Stating that I want the 12 GB variant, I want the 1 terabyte space, 1 TB space laptop, right? Upon that, you will get the prices displayed, right? In your app or in a browser, right? Am I correct or not, right? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. So So everyone is in.
Yeah, we are hearing out. Hope
Yes,
everyone are in the same mode.
yes. Yeah. So when you think of the same, so let's just say this Amazon, they offer, or they said that yes, boss, is going to be the price. So let's just say 1,25,000, and this guy, he said that it's 1,27,000, but so they do offer you 90 days replacement, right? If any internal damage, anything happens, or if it is not working upon it, up to its performance level. So he says that Flipkart you know does offer this. So but when you come to iStore, so let's just say they have increased the price, but they say that you will get a warranty of 3 years, whereas the other retailers offer you for 1 year only. This iStore, they say that you will get a 3 years warranty, including a damaged parts or any complete replacement of this piece. They say, if they say so, which one will you choose? Which one will you go? Which one will you opt for purchasing the your MacBook Pro? Any guesses?
iStore.
Yes, because see, you are not thinking only you are thinking in the perspective of the prices as well, but on the terms of conditions and guarantees. But coming to SAP, so the same happens. But here in RFQ, so which is the next cycle, in the next cycle of the P2P, so what exactly will do? So they will provide you the prices. You will maintain the same in your purchase info records, which is the master data for maintaining the price. From there, you will create the purchase equation, or you will create an request for quotation for all the suppliers, supplier 1, 2, 3, right? So let's just say, so this is X, and X is less than Y. The price, let's just say it's, so here you do have the price, but X is greater than Y, nothing, but I'm comparing just some random prices. Huh? So so what system will do? So here in terms of SAP, so we will create a purchase requisition, which is an internal document. It is not being shared to any customer, but yes, you will create a purchase requisition document for your purchasing organization. So then same way, which you are which, if you think you are a single person, the same way in SAP there does have a group, or which consists of either single or group of persons who consider themselves as purchase organization. They are wholly responsible for procurement of any material. So they do the vendor negotiations, price negotiations. They do terms checks, the terms of delivery. They do checks on the damaged or any discounts that has to be offered by the supplier. So they do speak about everything, right? So this is how how the operation works in SAP or any business. Okay, the same way. So coming to RFQs, if you say so what exactly happens? You will maintain the same in the purchasing info record, which is the master data level. Then you will create a purchase requisition. After that, you will create a quotation for all the three suppliers. Then system will automatically determine which one suits you for for procuring one particular material. So this complete process is called as RFQ, which is nothing but the next step of purchase requisition. Here, determination of your request, then request for quotation, then at the last stage of your quotations, you will finally have a supplier, right? So this is called supply determination or supplier evaluation. Then what will you do? You will create a purchase order. So coming to the generic, so once you do the order, so you do get an order number, right? So that's called in SAP as purchase order. Same purchase order. So if you think that you are procuring a MacBook Pro, so what will you do after finalizing your go to app or go to store or go to website? You will procure the material, or you will place the orders. You will get a order ID, right? So that's nothing but your PO, right? Once your PO has been generated or has been created, what will you do? So then you will check you will have the number of sequence of steps stating that what exactly happened to your product, where it is exactly, whether it is in ship or whether it is in shipping, or whether it is near to your nearest hub, or whether it is in transit, whether it is out for delivery, right? Okay. The same way in SAP also you can track it. How do you track it? Using acknowledgement, or and we do have this planned delivery time PLD, which is called PLD, then GR processing time, which is for processing the GR. So if you think in a perspective of in SAP, we do have several factors or uh, parameters which you maintain in the metal master. Upon that, you will create a PO against all these complete cycle. Then you will create a PO. Then you will mention the acknowledgements. Then supplier will be sending you notifications. So these acknowledgements also called as confirmations, so which is into SAP as well. Confirmation is nothing but supplier confirmation, whether he's to say he's able to send you a confirmation stating that yes boss, I have received your request, or as I have received your order, I will be sending this on this particular date, you will be receiving on so and so date based on the mapping which you have done on the metal masters. And so that's what is about PO. So then comes what will you do? Let's just say you have raised the PO, supplier acknowledged stating that yes, and he did send the confirmation. Then what's the next step? What's the next step?
Goods receipt.
You will get the product in the transit. From there, you yes,
Goods
sorry.
receipt.
So, yep. So it's just everything which you can map or which you can relate to in your daily to daily process. It's not a magic science or it's not a rocket science. Everything but coming to configuration part, yes, for that you need to you know explore, or you need to improvise yourself in order to learn each and every step. So which I will be part of that, which where I can help you stating about this configuration, what exactly, how do we need to map in SAP, how we need to create a master data, transactional data, and configuration data. So then comes your next so called as goods receipt, right? You have placed an order, you will receive. So when it comes to personal use, personal thing which I mentioned in column G. So what will you do? You will receive the good. You will if you have already made the payment, it's an advance payment. If you don't have, if you opt for an cash on deliveries, you will pay the cash immediately, right? So that's what also happens in SCP, right? There is no magic sense. That's it. So if once you receive the goods receipt, so in SAP, so if you're thinking in perspective, so we need to think in inventory management perspective. Because if I say that yes, I know that if I procure any Apple MacBook Pro for myself, there is no need to map anything in SAP. But coming to SAP, yes, you need to map the inventory management, how we want to do the in inventory, nothing but this storing and placing the physical stock in your plant and storage location. This comes under this inventory management. Okay, this is called goods receipt. So you will perform the goods receipt, which is related to inventory management. So coming to next step, so at the time of PO, so and after you procure, after you buy the Apple MacBook Pro, and once you have paid the cash, there is already a pre-attached or pre-pasted invoice slip in your order, right? On the Amazon courier or iStore, when whatever it is, you will have a barcode, you will have a invoice reference number or invoice number, right? So that is nothing but the supplier invoice. But you have already made payment against this. But what about in SAP? You need to capture that in invoice. That's it. Using Miro, everything. So when depending upon the process. So this is how we can say that how we can relate our daily to daily business process in SAP. Okay. So coming to next. So I'm not going to explain everything today, but in order to understand SAP, first of all, you need to understand three kinds of data. So whether it is any module, whether it is FICO, whether it is PP, whether it is ST, anything. Okay, in SAP, we segregate the data into three kinds. One is master data. Okay, next one is configurational. Then comes your next step, transactional data. So let's just say if you are selected for any organization and you are placed or you got an opportunity to work in an implementation project. So what exactly first we need to do? So what we'll do? We will understand the current client's business process, and then we'll prepare a document stating that yes, this is how we're going to map, which will be a generic view. Then you will come to the realization or the phase where you need to configure that in SAP. Configuration is nothing but the group of settings or the set of settings which every module has in SAP. Every module. If you simply forget about SAP also. If you simply go to Google, just search with stating that materials management configuration steps. You'll get step by step what we need to do. So this is nothing but the set of the settings or configuration that you need to perform in order to make sure that the client's SAP for that module works. Because see here, the first priority would be the configurational data, which is a group of settings or the sequence of settings we need to create a particular PO. Let's just say you want to create a standard PO, and you want client says that whatever there is in SAP, I don't want that. I want to create my own specific document type starting with G or Y. In SAP, if they want to create a customized ones or G specific wise, based on your client, so you will start with either Y or B letter, the document type or anything will start with Y or B. So you will perform the configuration for that. Then you will see master data. So what is master data? What is a configuration data? What is transactional data? So now, like I have mentioned, so material master. So here you need to have a material number in SAP. So since you are a generic person, since you are procuring Apple MacBook Pro, so you don't have anything that has to be stored in SAP, right? But coming to SAP, what? There has to be some specific material master. Nothing but that Apple MacBook Pro should be the description of a particular material number that has to be created in master data level, which is called material master. Okay. And then also you need to create supplier. So like you said, mention Amazon, Flipkart, iPhone, you will create them as a suppliers, that your suppliers. That is called as supplier master data. Right? Then comes your in prices. Like I have mentioned prices. Like I have mentioned these prices, right? Purchase info record. So this is nothing but this is also master data. So like I say that, so these are all the master data, nothing but the first priority is configurational data, which that means you need to perform the sequence of settings in order to map your client's processes. That's the first priority. Then comes your master data. Without this data, so let me highlight this as well. Yes. Without this data, neither this data will work, neither this data will work. So this is utmost priority. This is called configuration data. So this has the utmost priority. So based on this, everything will work. So in order to create your metal master, supplier master, purchase info record, a source list, everything, so which comes under master data. So there has to be mapping. There has to be sequence of configuration steps or settings. So in technical terms, we do call that as customizing or configuration. Configuration part, yes. There are two types that I can explain later, but yes, configuration parts we do have two categories, which is customizing, which normally are functional consultants. What is difference between and workbench? Technical. So what is meant by functional? So which do have end-to-end business process, or there is nothing to map. There is nothing to map at code logic level. So let's just say if you are a so since Pawan, so you like you have mentioned, so that helps me to relate your example. So since you said that you are from mechanical industry and you are working from an manufacturing or PMO, you are a plan, you have worked in a planning related, right? So this is in functional perspective. This is in, you are not touching any code logic, right? In your, right? So that means you are a functional person. You working in a functional area, right?
Yeah.
So what are all the functional modules in SAP? MM, WM,
Warehouse
PP.
management.
Yes, WM is nothing but S, warehouse management. EWM, enterprise warehouse management. Next, FICO, APO. Okay, MDM, master data management. See, but for some clients or from some organizations who does have the SAP, so they do have this specific separate group or team which manages or which governs or which helps you to maintain creation maintenance, but not maintenance part nothing but creation, change, deletion, any master data, whether it is material master, supplier master, purchase info record, code arrangement. So they do have this MDM or MDG. Okay, then comes HCM, human capital management. Then success factors, right? Ariba, this is also functional. Yes. So these are all functional. Nothing but you don't have to write any different logic in order to work your client or work your SAP, work. So, but comes to your technical person. So what exactly is meant by technical? ABAP. This is nothing but a pure technical code level module which involves of code logic, everything. He should you should have, if anyone wants to be ABAP consultant in SAP level, he has to have good skills in code logic, writing of Java, C++, and interfaces, everything. So he does JavaScripts also, Adobe Forms, everything, so which is bit more complex. But coming to functionals, yes, I can't say that it's not it's that easy, but yes, when compared to checking out at your expertise level whether you want to be a coder or not, yes, if you think that if you honestly want my opinion, yes, since I'm from a engineering background, I don't have any technical experience, and neither I'm into computer science or IT, so I chose yes MM. Okay. So these are all functional modules. Coming to this technical, we do have then GRC basis. Okay, so these all comes under technical. So now, so since I mentioned configuration data, so this is on priority. So once this is mapped, once this is mapped, so once this is mapped, we do maintain the master data, like I mentioned, material master, supply master, purchase info record, and transactional data. So like I have mentioned, so you will create a PO, you'll perform goods receipt, you will perform the invoice. How does you do? How does you do this? You will create a PR. Okay, good. And then you said that you will create an quotation, RFQ. So how do you do? How do you perform this in SAP? Like I mentioned in generic way, it's okay, fine. But coming to SAP, how do you map? So for each and every set of process, we do have specific transactional. So we do have T codes or called transactional data, which is nothing but transactional. T code. Okay. So purchase requisition, I'm just explaining. So this is for purchase requisition. This is the T code for creation of purchase requisition. But for creation of a purchase requisition, what are all needed? This is needed configuration data in order to map your field reference, which screen, which field you want to hide, which field you want to make it as an optional, which field you want to make an as mandatory. So these are all comes, or what should be the document type, PR document type, any new document type that has to be created. So that everything comes under configuration. So once you're done, you say that yes, I have done the configuration data, then I can create directly PR. But what about material? There should be a material, right? In the purchase requisition, there should be material, there should be a supplier, there should be a plant, there should be purchase info record, there should be vendor, right? What are all those? Those come under master data. Okay. Then comes upon these two, your transactional data will work. So so whenever you get an opportunity to work in an implementation or rollout or upgradation, or it's a complete implementation, pure end-to-end implementation, first you need to think in a configuration perspective. What you are achieving, this is the achievement. I can say that this is the achievement, this is the final level, which is the achievement, which I can say. But what is the mapping that has to be done in SAP? So this is the first priority. Then comes your master data maintenance. Then comes your transaction data maintenance. Okay. So this is just a overview. So PR ME51N, this is transactional data. Then comes your quotation ME41. Then comes your Rfqs quotation 47. Okay. And PO creation ME21N. Then GR, we go, then invoice, Pyro. These are all nothing but transactional codes, nothing but transactional data. So first you need to understand what am I achieving. So upon going through this course, what am I achieving? So what should I be focusing on? Okay, so these are all the factors which decide, if you want to excel in your career in SAP. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Just yeah. This is everything about SAP. So what exactly how we need to map? So just I'm explaining a overview. I just don't want to drag you directly into SAP. Okay. I just want to explain you. So how we need to think, how we need to act upon this. If you want to choose an SAP module, any module, we need to think on upon the business process perspective. Because let's just say let's just say you got selected in any organization, big organization, MNC. You are involved you are put in a support project. So an user will come raise an incident. So what's the first thing that we need to do? We need to think in terms of in the aspect of the business user. So why he has raised incident, what is the issue that he faced, what is the mapping that has been done, what is the approach or the business process cycle for that particular issue. If you think that, yes, you will be able to resolve 60 to 70% of issues. Okay. Any queries? So just an overview. It's just an overview. I don't want to drag you directly into SAP screen stating that yes, this can be done, everything, but it's just an overview how you can map your current day-to-day scenarios in SAP. Okay.
Yeah. Can you help us with the course content, duration of the module?
Yeah, I'll share this. I'll share this today. Within a few
Okay.
minutes. Once this is completed, I'll share that.
What is the salary ranges for number of years of experience?
Yes. Coming to that as well. Yes, that's a good question. So, yes. Let's just say. So I'll give you just a brief example. I'm not giving you high pitch stating that I'm not giving you high expectations or high hopes. Yes, a simple example. I'm going to share that you. So one of my colleagues, he's a beginner level. He worked in my organization for 1.5 years. That too, he was not involved in any project. He was tagged into only one my project in just say 1.1, means hardly 13 months. Here he in my organization, his compensation level or CTC was about 3.8. But you'll be getting shocked, if you listen this. I'm just explaining a simple real example that I came. Now he joined in Infosys, and he got an hike about over 200%. Where is 4 lakhs and where is 12 lakhs? You'll understand. So that's the market value we are now currently holding in SAP, in particular in SAP MM. Because in SAP MM, you any month, if you drop your resume in portal in a LinkedIn or Naukri, you'll be getting at least, you will get a minimum security level of call. So there is no stating, there is no reason stating that, there is no factor stating that yes, for this month the calls might get dropped. No, that will not be the scenario. So currently, if you are experienced and if you have 4 years of experience in SAP MM, I'm not talking about WM also, na. If you are having 4 years of experience in MM, na, your package will vary from at least 9.5. If you are, if you crack an interview and if your interviewer is very much impressed, so let's just for so let me minus, let me direct one lakh also. Even it will start from 8 lakhs to at most 20 also. Test on your skill set level, huh? This is the slab rate if you are having a 4 years of experience. And if you're having an 8 years of experience, huh, you will definitely get starting package from 11. In worst case, that's what I'm saying, me least expected salary. And if you're very much expertized and well versed with SAP MM, and you do have complete implementation, rollout, support, everything you have worked on, so at least you can expect from 26. Because my colleague, so in my other team, so he cracked an interview and he's having only 7.5 or 7.6. That's it. It's below 8 years margin only. But he cracked an interview of package and 25 lakhs. You will not, I'm not putting high expertise, high hopes, everything. But this is the market scenario. If you are well versed, if because interviewer will only ask the questions on whatever you have mentioned in your resume. That decides your factor. That decides your no chances of getting cracked in an interview. So if you don't know anything, simply don't mention that in your resume. In my perspective, yes, that I have been doing continuously for this past 8 years. So this is nothing but, so this guy, so he has only 1.5 years of experience in SAP. He joined as a fresh in my organization. He was on bench for 3 months. Then he got interviewed for several projects for at least 1 or 1.5 months. He got selected into my project by my manager. Then he worked here for, let's just say, 1 year and 2 months. That's it. Now his package was 12 lakhs. That Infosys offering. That, yes, later that comes stage, yes. Depending upon your skill set level and your zeal and your hard work, yeah, that defines. Okay, so this is about the current market trend in SAP MM. And if you are a SAP MM WM, if you are SAP MM and WM consultant, yes, there are chances that your package might get high. But if you mention that you are a WM consultant, then WM, it's an extension of SAP MM, but it's a little bit complex. Yes, for that you need to go or complete end-to-end process. So I suggest that if you are trying to pursue your career in SAP MM, just maintain up to this, stating that yes, we need to basics. Because I have interviewed let's just say over 100 candidates completely until so far in the last year, or uh, uh, from last year 2021 April to current date. So even I interviewed a few candidates, even they're having 9 years, 10 years. So the basic things, they're forgetting about the basic things. So if you are good at, if your foundation is good at basic level, then you can achieve anything. That's what my suggestion would be. So you need to be very good at your ground level. So that means you need to put your efforts in understanding business process, in understanding what's the basic level. And if you cover the complete basic level, then you can go ahead and you can improve your skill set level by becoming an intermediate level. So how can you achieve those? Yes, by looking into everything. So you need to at least practice for at least 2 hours a day, whatever the training has been given. So if you practice for at least 2 hours, then definitely yes, it will help you a lot. Okay, any queries? Am I audible? Or
Yeah.
okay. So this is just an example stating that uh, I can't reveal his name, but yes, this is true. Yes, he yeah he is working. He's having an offer, and I guess he had already joined on March 7th in Infosys. Yes, he's from Pune. Yes. Okay. So that depends upon your skill set level and how good you are determined at in understanding the SAP MM. So you need to provide your inputs. You need to provide your focus. You need to focus on your complete whatever the training session has been completed on that particular day. At least try to refer. At least try to go through the training video. Then try to simulate in SAP. And if you're having try to at least execute what exactly is meant by that process or any configuration guide in SAP MM. Google will give you everything. So this is not rocket science. So that so the chances of getting a high package and quick job, that depends upon your focus and dedication levels. That's it. I can't say much apart from this. Yes. Okay. Can I stop sharing, or do you have any concerns or queries? Pawan,
Yeah.
Sai, Sayesh, any queries?
Nothing, I think. You are clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about you, Sayesh? Do you have any queries? I can see still you are on mute. Uh, so by end of today, or within few minutes, or let's just say in a couple of hours, I will share the complete concepts, or the Slido where we what are all the steps, or what exactly are we going through in our next days, couple of days, where we are going to start our course. So I will share all the details. Huh? Okay.
Okay.
Nilesh or Vamsi, do you have any, or we good to close the call? Hello. Sorry. Vamsi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are there.
Yeah. So if there are no further queries or questionnaires, can we
Yeah.
conclude the call? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you, everyone. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.